So here's yet another way of looping while you're DJing in live. In this method, we actually create a new clip for the loop so we can reuse it later in our set or in some other performance down the road. In addition to looping, this will demonstrate a new and different way to use Ableton's routing that we'll use later on. To set this up, we create a new track, Command T. We'll go ahead and rename the track Loops. In our I/O settings, we'll select from channel 2. So the input to this track will be coming from the output of audio channel 2, regardless of where this is being sent. Now we can record enable the track, and then we'll go ahead and pull the volume down since we're already getting the output from channel 2 here. Now you see how when we record enabled the track, our play stop buttons in the clip slots turned into these little circles. These little circles mean we can record into these clip slots. So let's go ahead and do that. Go ahead and select a section of the song here. You can see we're receiving audio from channel 2. And then at the appropriate moment, I'll click to start recording in this clip slot. Grab that transition. Stop playback. Put the volume of this guy back up. And let's see what we've got. Pretty useful little tool. So let's rename it and save it for later. Renamed it. I can drag it over here to the file browser, and you can see Ableton goes ahead and creates a new project just for that clip. So I can drag it in and use it anywhere, either in this session or another. So how do we integrate this into our DJing? Well, one way is to keep the track volume down and the loop track in record, like we just did. Then we trigger the starting and stopping recording either via the buttons or via a MIDI controller. Similarly, we can map a knob or fader on a MIDI controller to the track's volume to blend the loop in where we want it to. If we've got our cueing set up, we can simply cue the track and hear the loop against what we're already playing, perhaps something on track 1, and blend it in that way. Alternately, we can leave the track volume up, assign this track to one side of the crossfader, and move the crossfader over to the other side. Then, we can start playback again, and just use the crossfader to blend the loop in. A couple of options there using our new routing. So here's yet another way to use this routing. We can set the audio output from track 2 to sends only, meaning no signal gets sent to the master fader, just to the sends from the track. However, we're sourcing our input to our record track here from channel 2, and we've got it in record enable, meaning we'll hear what plays through it. So let's go ahead and hear that. We'll slide the crossfader over to side B, start playback of our clip here. And you can see what we're hearing at the output of our record track is actually just our input from channel 2. Now let's go ahead and change our quantization to half bar, record a quick loop here. And now we can trigger this loop on the fly, and it is played instead of what's coming through on audio channel 2. Yet another possibility for using that new routing. Now keep in mind, you can put all sorts of insert effects on this channel as well, and therefore affect the sound of the loops or our original audio channel. So in this regard, this is actually more of a through track than a loops track. It allows us to record our individual loops, but we can also process our source channel. So let's go ahead and rename it to through. Now, once we've got this set up, we can also use this track to manipulate parameters of the inserts we put on the track. But in order to do this, we need to learn about a new feature called clip automation that we haven't talked about yet.